Watch your thoughts. They become your words. Watch your words. They become your actions. Watch your actions. They become your habits. Watch your habits. They become your character. Watch your character. It becomes your destiny. Successful people are simply those with successful habits. You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret to your success is found in your daily routine. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Depending on what they are, our habits will either make us or break us. We become what we repeatedly do. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. The successful person makes a habit of doing what the failing person doesn't like to do. It is dangerous to mortgage your future to unhealthy or harmful habits. They will sabotage your future. The difference between an amateur and a professional is in their habits. An amateur has amateur habits. A professional has professional habits. The second half of a man's life is made up of nothing but the habits he has acquired during the first half. Chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. Habits are safer than rules. You don't have to watch them, and you don't have to keep them either. They keep you. Men's natures are alike. It is their habits that separate them. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. Habit is a cable. We weave a thread each day, and at last we cannot break it. Every grown-up man consists wholly of habits, although he is often unaware of it and even denies having any habits at all. The hard must become habit. The habit must become easy. The easy must become beautiful. First we form habits, then they form us. Conquer your bad habits, or they'll eventually conquer you. Feeling sorry for yourself in your present condition is not only a waste of energy, but the worst habit you could possibly have. The secret to permanently breaking any bad habit is to love something greater than the habit. I can predict the long-term outcome of your success if you show me your daily habits. Good habits formed in youth make all the difference. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in, day out. If your habits don't line up with your dream, then you need to either change your habits or change your dream. Results can only change when we change our consistent actions and make them habits. Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. If you want to change your world, you need to start cultivating good habits. Forget inspiration. Habit is more dependable. Habit will sustain you whether you're inspired or not. Good habits, once established, are just as hard to break as our bad habits. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception, it is a prevailing attitude. We first make our habits, and then our habits make us. There are two types of habits, ones which comfort us, and ones which would be a comfort if we stopped. The secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine. Get on a daily routine. Working is a process, not a product. Success comes from the word succeed. You must keep moving. Energy is usually at its peak during the first part of your day, which means you should be completing habits that inspire or excite you about the day ahead. In essence, if we want to direct our lives, we must take control of our consistent actions. It's not what we do that shapes our lives, but what we do consistently. By developing and practicing good habits each day, You affirm that you do have control over the very core of your life in the midst of the chaos. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks, but I do fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. By simply breaking some of your more ingrained habits, you will help dissolve away your suffering. Choices are at the root of every one of your results. Each choice starts a behavior that over time becomes a habit. Life is habit, or rather, life is a succession of habits. The trick to success is to choose the right habit and bring just enough discipline to establish it. There is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. We are our own potters, for our habits make us and we make our habits. Your net worth to the world is usually determined by what remains after your bad habits are subtracted from your good ones. Our character is basically a composite of our habits. Because they are consistent, often unconscious patterns, they constantly, daily, express our character. Good habits are worth being fanatical about. I have learned that champions aren't just born. Champions can be made when they embrace and commit to life-changing positive habits. Winning is a habit. Unfortunately, so is losing. If you pick the right small behavior and sequence it right, then you won't have to motivate yourself to have it grow. It will just happen naturally, like a good seed planted in a good spot. Successful people aren't born that way. They become successful by establishing the habit of doing things unsuccessful people don't like to do. Excellence is an art won by training and habituation. Bad habits are easier to abandon today than tomorrow. Today, many will choose to free themselves from the personal imprisonment of their bad habits. Why not you? To change a habit, you must keep the old cue and deliver the old reward, but insert a new routine. Replacing just a few key negative habits with a few positive habits can easily be the difference between being mostly unhappy and being happy almost all of the time. All people are the same, only their habits differ. Habits are difficult to break, but they're not impossible. Learning how to rework your vocabulary and train yourself to stop saying, "I can't," will take time, but you can do it. A habit cannot be tossed out the window. It must be coaxed down the stairs a step at a time. Let today be the day you give up who you've been for who you can become. And once you understand that habits can change, you have the freedom and the responsibility to remake them. It's easier to prevent bad habits than to break them. You leave old habits behind by starting out with the thought, "I release the need for this in my life." The best way to stop a bad habit is to never begin it. What you do every day matters more than what you do once in a while.